Hey everybody, I have a fun topic for you today. Today I want to talk about collaborating in LivePlan and how to do it. So we're going to actually jump into the software. I'm going to show you how to add a contributor, how to add a guest, and how to edit the permissions that they have in the software. But first I really want to talk about why collaboration is even important in the first place. The first reason is around network expansion. The more people you bring into your business, the more potential you have for new ideas, new creativity, and new innovation. It also opens up the avenue for potential new customer acquisitions or even new talent acquisition. But one of the biggest reasons is just getting your team involved in the planning process as early as possible. So the earlier you get your team looking at the plan, working on it, and working on your forecast, the higher likelihood you have of them actually executing on that plan. Startups that have helpful mentors, track metrics effectively, and learn from other startup thought leaders raise 7 times more money and have 3.5 times better user growth. Now that we've covered some of the important reasons why collaboration is important, let's show you how to actually do it in the software. What are the differences between user roles in LivePlan? There are 3 different user roles in LivePlan. There's an account owner, there's a contributor, and there's a guest. Account owners are exactly what they sound like. They're the ones who actually created the account, and they're the ones who have full control over who has access to it. A contributor is someone who the account owner adds to the plan, but can actually make edits and changes to the plan and forecast. A great example of someone you might want to add as a contributor is maybe your accountant or a strategic advisor or a consultant. A guest is someone who can view the plan and forecast, but can't actually make edits to it. So they can see it and they can leave comments on it and give feedback on it, but they're not going to be able to actually change the numbers or any of the verbiage in your plan. So a good potential example of that might be an investor or just a potential partner that you want to see the plan and give you feedback on it. How to add a contributor and adjust permissions. Now let's cover how to actually add a contributor in LivePlan. And there's 2 ways to do this. You can either click on the invite users on the left-hand side, or you can get to the users menu by clicking on your icon at the top right corner and then going to manage account. Once you're there, all you have to do is click add a contributor, and then that's going to open up a box where it's going to ask you for some information. It's going to ask you for the email of the person that you're inviting, and it's going to ask you to add a personal note if you want to. It's also going to ask you what permissions that you want to give that contributor. First, there's the ability to add and manage other users. This will give that contributor the ability to actually send additional contributor and guest invites. It will also allow them to control the permissions that those contributors have to the account, and they can also remove different contributors and guests from the account. The next permission is the ability to create and manage companies. This will allow that contributor to be able to create different active companies. It'll allow them to archive, restore, and delete companies. So you want to make sure that if you give someone this permission, you really trust that person because they do have a lot of control in the account. The last one is the ability to see actual results. And in LivePlan, you can import actual results from QuickBooks or Xero. And when you bring this data in, it comes into your dashboard. If you give someone the ability to see actual results, that means they're going to be able to see the dashboard and see the data that you pulled in from QuickBooks Online or Xero. How to add a guest and adjust permissions. Adding a guest in LivePlan is very similar to adding a contributor. Just click invite users on the left-hand side and then click add a guest. The next overlay is going to ask you for the email of the person that you want to invite. It's going to ask you if you want to add a personal note, and then it's going to ask if you want to give them the ability to see actual results. And this is similar to the permission you might give a contributor, where they'll be able to see the actual results that you import from QuickBooks Online or Xero into your dashboard. How to change, access, and remove both guests and contributors. Once you've added guests and contributors to your account, you can always change the level of access that they have. Just click invite users on the left-hand side, and then that's going to give you a list of all the current users that have access to your account. Once you've identified the person that you want to change, just click change access. Then it's going to give you another overlay where you can either change them to a contributor if they're a guest, or if they're a guest, you can change them to a contributor. After that, depending on which role they are, it's going to again ask you what level of permissions you want to give them. And then it's going to ask you what companies you want to give them access to. So you can always change which company a particular person has access to in your account. So let's talk about how to leave comments in the plan. Guests, contributors, and account owners can all leave comments. And the way you do this is by navigating to the Plan tab and then finding the topic that you want to leave a comment on. Once you're there, just click Comment and then type the message that you want to leave and then save it. After you've done that, this will show up in a couple different places. One, it's going to stay within the topic that you left the comment on, so anybody in the View and Edit menu can see that comment and respond to it. But then it's also going to go into the Comments menu, which is a separate part of the plan. The Comments menu is where anyone can go in and actually see all of the different comments that different people have left on the plan. So it's a great place to see how people are interacting and how to respond to those different comments. Now let's talk about how to leave notes in the forecast. Notes are a really great feature if you want to make sure that you're keeping track of all the different assumptions that you're using while you're building a specific forecast item. The way you do this is by hovering over the item that you created and then clicking on the 3 horizontal dots that appear next to it. Once you do this, it's going to take you to the Notes menu on the right-hand side where you can type in the message and save it. Any user role can add notes or see notes that are left by other users. I hope that this has been helpful. But remember, if you're still having a hard time, we have some resources available for you. Just click on the question mark icon in the top right and you can go to our Help Center, which will have a series of articles that will explain everything that I just talked about. Or you can click Chat with Support, and that's going to get you in touch with one of our customer advocates. We're available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.